I tell you, we're on. Mama, good morning to you. I love the way you look. I love the way you look.
You do,
look a bit different. If only people could see.
The whole of me.
Yeah, you know, right? The whole of you. The whole of you.
Loves all of you. Well,
how was your weekend?
I think it was good, I think it was very quiet.
Yeah.
Nothing much, just family.
Great.
And yeah, I mean, coronavirus is forcing all of us to have a lot more family time, and I think it's very healthy. So there's a positive side to all the frustrations and all the anxieties, all the scary moments when you think about coronavirus. But when you shut your ears and you're just home with your family, you think about the other side. You know?
I know, right? I have to say good morning to Sally for combat this morning.
I was just going to ask, how was your weekend? And then
yes, because I spent some great time with Sally for combat and the rest of the family. We were zooming and interacting. And he's giving me a request this morning for a friend's birthday. I'll share that with all of us.
How is his wife doing, by the way?
Flora.
She works with the immigration.
Ghana immigration. So yes. Flora is doing well. They are coping quite well.
You should get Flora on the show. I want to interact with her if she's still working on the ground, so we can talk about border and security matters.
Formulating ideas on there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
But we hope you're all good as well. It's 4th of May. We've entered into another month. I mean, it's unbelievable. When you're home, you don't even realize the days are going. But now we're in the 5th month of the year 2020. We never expected this would be the picture in 2020.
Yeah, Mama, we have a discussion that I'm quite happy about. It's how coronavirus has changed not only, you were talking about family and family time and quiet time and all, but the world of work.
Yeah.
And if you speak to many colleagues, especially if you're a middle-level person in an organization, you get to know that, look, people are being given the sack, or the way they are doing work is changing. But there will be implications when all this phase is off, because then the employer will get to know that, look, it looks like I can make you work half the time and get the same results, and so I have to pay you half for that time.
Well, things are really changing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're standing here and we're talking and we're excited, but not everybody can be in this mood, because there are people who, when the month ended in April, they haven't even been paid, and they don't even know whether or not the money is going to come. And at this point, you need the job, so you don't really want to be tough and be so demanding. There are people who have also received letters who, after April, are not going to go back to work. So things have changed. I mean, apart from the fact that people are working from home and working from all sorts of places, there are people who don't even have the job itself. So I'm interested in this conversation that we're having on human resource at the workplace today.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Charlie, you're a great resource. Start with the Daily Graphic.
We need you to send in your comments early, so we can ask your questions as well, but don't miss that conversation. Let's start with a review of the newspapers. I've got the Daily Graphic newspaper, so here we go with what's on the front page of the graphic. Managing COVID-19 patient, Exim Bank funds Tobinco to produce drugs, $5 million facility to be advanced. That's the banner headline. It gives you a flashback. So, and it says Mr. Samuel Amot Tobin, CEO of Tobinco Group, conducting Mr. Kwejo Boateng, Jemfi, and Nana Dan Kauso II, both officials of the Exim Bank, during a visit to the premises of the company recently. Well, when we show you the front page of the Daily Graphic, you see what I have just described on the front page of the paper, with picture by Ebo Hansen. Also, travelers, operators welcome resumption of domestic flights. Information Ministry, Mahama, loud media for COVID-19 rule. New Okuapehene installed. With pictures, and we will certainly talk about that. Well, in the absence of us putting it on the screens for you, this is it. That's how the front page of the paper looks like. So let's look at the back page. Waste companies appeal to governments over landfills closure. Exercise to the silt drains in flood-prone areas begins in Accra. That's how the back page. Now let's look at the center spread of the Daily Graphic. New Okuapehene installed. Pope Francis appoints new apostolic nuncio to Ghana. Shipping lines, terminal operators waive demurrage and rent charges. But this story that we've all been interested in, it says a short but historic ceremony to install a new paramount chief of the Ekuapem traditional area was held yesterday in ancient town of Ekropong, the traditional capital of Ekuapem. The new Okwapehene or Siadeyo Kwesie Kufu Abebiu 34 is also known in private life as Odishie Kwejo Kesi Entry. He succeeds Osiadeyo Nanado Dankwa III, who died 5 years ago. Osiadeyo Kufu the second is a graduate of the Westchester Community College, Valhalla, New York, and an old student of the Presbyterian Boys Senior High School, Legon, in Accra. Well, it's not the nice things I've talked about that made headlines and got a lot of people talking over the weekend, but it's the manner in which they carried on this exercise, plain disregard of the directive issued by the president, with security officials that we've seen, the Ghana Police Service, arresting and prosecuting people, with some who were not able to pay, put in jail, actually protecting the people who were seemingly doing the opposite of what had been issued and what really is law. It gives, it
defies logic.
Oh my God, and it's, there's very little that you can say. Oh. And when you hear that there are people doing a depot ceremony and the police went there to arrest them, then you don't know. It's just the selective manner in which it appears we're enforcing the law. It doesn't give anybody confidence at all, at least not how it looks like on the surface. Roland, I'm done with the graphic.
Well, so let's look at the Daily Guide. And the Daily Guide has on the front page, fetish priest killed ex-soldier. And it also takes a look at other stories as well. And we do have this with an attached picture. Up there we have, we're told that a bishop, a man of God, was he? Yeah, I think so. Seeing his clipping, so. But he was an actor as well. Kumawood actor Bishop Nyaku dies, and this has gotten a lot of trends on social media. I really wasn't familiar with the figure, even though his face looks quite familiar. But it looks like he was somebody who was well known to those who loved the Ghana movie.
Die and see. See the people who pretend that they know you and say all sort of things about you. But check your last birthday and see if those people, stretched their hands to say happy birthday or wish you happy birthday. Yeah.
Other stories on the front page of the Daily Guide. Anxiety in NDC over new register. COVID-19 hit 2,169 as 229 recover, we're told. Government also rejects Nana COVID-19 billboard, and it's for good reason, according to the Information Ministry, because the picture of the president, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, was without him wearing a nose mask. And
is that it?
There was a quote, yeah.
Or is this contradicts the message that the board was carrying?
Exactly. The quote attached to that billboard, and I've cited it a couple of...
so who failed us?
Well, I think this was sponsored by the Advertising
Both sides
Association.
Failed, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I think that maybe
Both
they should have gotten back to the team and say, look, this is a sample of what we have. Either that or maybe somebody approved.
I thought they had done that. Because if you listen to that audio really well, when they were doing the presentation, I thought I heard the rep of the AAG say that they had some samples that they were forwarding. But either way, I'm saying that if government failed and give that picture, I'm just, and this is not for a fact, I'm just saying that let's just assume that the content was approved by the states. How about the Advertisers Association? Well, because they are the professionals. I mean, if the message, because you have to be sure that what you seek to put out there is carrying the right message. So in terms of the picture and also the words. They must correspond. And I think that's a professional duty. So that's where I'm coming from. And this is not from a factual place. This is just on the surface of what we're all looking at and thinking. I've heard a lot of people bash governments, particularly the information ministry. But I think both sides need to take the responsibility. That's just what I'm thinking. Well,
so we do have Accra desilting begins, and that story is also there. Those stories are okay. Government though has also extended tax filing dates, reducing interest rates. That's a good thing to look at.
Master, the money no day. So if you want to go all hard, I just see me. I don't have.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, let's take a back page, look at the back page of the paper. It says Abedi Yebwa didn't take winning bonuses, and that's a former player of the Black Stars, Joe Ado, a former Black Stars player and former central defender for Accra Hearts of Oak, was very good in his day. Could hear Joe Ado.
Oh, that's why the name Joe Ado is very familiar. Like once you hear it,
yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
You're a latter-day supporter of the Hearts of Oak, I believe.
Oh yes. Yeah, I will not pretend.
Yeah, but Kevin De Bruyne plays for Manchester City. But there's a story that's been circulating in international sports media, indicating that he's hinting exit of City. Well, he's gotten all the accolades there, won a lot of championships. Not the UEFA Champions League though. And so that's it. Bayern defeat the only time I cried, and Mourinho apparently confessed that the Real Madrid deserved to win the Champions League during his 3-year spell at the club. Mourinho. Yeah, one of my favorite coaches in the world. Okay, so let's go to the Custodian. The Custodian news.
Such a disaster at Spurs.
The Custodian newspaper has on the front page Ghana Exim Bank and Tobinco team up, and apparently, according to the Custodian and the other newspapers, also enumerated on the front page of the Times, the graphic as well. They are supposed to produce medicines for COVID-19 patients. It has an attached picture of Nana Amo Tobin, the first executive chair, Tobinco Group of Companies, Mr. Lawrence Ajinsam, Ghana. So there's a paper. I'm sorry, we can give you that. MPs also, they are dismissing gossips on COVID-19. And then we have government saluting Ghanaian journalists. Has an attached picture of the Minister for Information. Adjwasafo is also pictured here as donating to 2 orphanages in her constituency, Domi, Kwabenya. Yeah. And that Joe Ado story is again called from another angle. It says Joe Ado, it says Black Stars, Abedi Pele is Black Stars' best ever captain, according to Joe Ado. And, well, we all loved him during his day.
So I'm sure you forget what's happening now with no action.
Yeah, well,
we're just going back into
flashback. Man,
yeah, flashback. Thank you. That's it. When I saw Benedict do a throwback Thursday last day, I said, aha, a drew. Where are the stories going to come from?
I know, right?
You've got to be creative, but we love the sports, we love the game.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how far back into time you go, we still love those statistics. Let's do the final, Roland, can I?
I want to do dispatch.
Okay, you do the
just
dispatch.
Keep watching me for some time. The Daily Dispatch is the last paper I'm going to do, so no problem. The Daily Dispatch says 3 regions make up 94% of 2,074. Well, the figure has moved up, but it still hasn't changed, that 94%. COVID-19 victims, lockdown likely in Greater Accra, Ashanti, Eastern regions. This is what the Daily Dispatch is predicting. Or is it not?
Good evening, fellow Ghanaians. It hasn't happened. Where's the prediction coming from?
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm not sure there's going to be any lockdown. Look, we're on our own. If you don't wear the fixed masks, you don't use the hand sanitizers, you don't observe the social distances.
But we can't be on our own now.
Well,
we cannot.
It's a choice we have to make. It's a choice we have to make.
Couldn't be. It's got greater consequences. Yep.
Let's see how it goes. But I have a fair idea who my running mate is. JDM, from his last interaction on his Facebook page. Quite interesting when I
is that the
also tuned in.
Is it the fact that he doesn't have an idea who his running mate is, or is there people want to know?
Oh, I think that usually if you listen to government or MPP communicators, they tend to taunt him or the NDC that, look, it looks like they have no person in mind to be named as flag bearer.
Okay, so that's a direct response.
And this one was just a question.
On the
it was
side
a question.
of...
It wasn't part of the main...
Yeah, but he monitors what people say. I thought it's people wanting to know who his running mate is.
Yeah, true. All the same. Odisha Kwejo Kese is the new Ekwapim Hene. And there's I find it rather very interesting that at least the papers that we've reviewed are not even talking about the side of the fact that they just overlooked all those directives. We saw some people wear face masks though, but the greater and I think this was what, Friday's events. Yeah, we saw lots of them not in face masks, not social distancing. But even I think what is even more important, should they have done what they did, considering that I don't know whether we have the videos. We can just show them
on a thing like that.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that for a public event such as that, and knowing
it
that
shouldn't have happened.
There are many well-meaning people who contribute significantly to one society, whether they are in public life or in private life, but also come from the area. And those who were just installing him decided to flout what the rules would be.
Should this have happened in the first place? Forget about nose mask, forget about social distancing.
They are not even
considering we've got the restrictions that instruments the president, considering the fact that we're not in ordinary times.
So we're told that.
So words of our producer Derek
says this is not an ordinary installation. Well, we do accept that, but
this is just in your face, kind of.
Charlie,
this is in your face.
Aerosol environment.
How do you tell me that you've gone to meet a group of people who are performing depot rights and you've arrested them? How am I supposed to take that when you witness this? This happened right under your nose. How do you justify the fact that you've prosecuted some people who couldn't pay the fine, and so they've gone to jail? There was a church. There was a church in Kumasi, a prophet or a pastor who was jailed or arrested subsequently. Very surprising. How do you justify the fact that the police in the central region also pounced on a group of people who had gone to the church? They said they were going to clean the church and they were arrested. How do you justify that? This is Ghana. This is not like... Okay, but listen, Ghana Police Service, you have to tell us something. I don't know if it is tell us something, or because we didn't see you enforcing the law. We did not. We did not. Look at this. We didn't see you enforcing the law. But the reality too is that... So how do we rejoice when you say you've arrested some 6 people, some other people who are partying? We're behaving in this town as if everything is okay. COVID-19 is not around. But, you know, we see the rates going up. I'm just saying that forget about COVID. No. Is there a law or not? There is. Should this have happened? Or not? This way. Yeah. No. Okay, let's come back. Let's come back to... I was going to say let's come back to real life, but that's real life now. Yeah. So let's do the finder. Okay. Please do. The finder went on break. Is back. Welcome back, Elvis Dako and your team. Front page of the finder: COVID-19 down economy. President directs Bank of Ghana Finance Ministry to find solutions. Imagine that the president directs Finance Ministry and Bank of Ghana to find solutions, and they say we won't do. GMPC donates $1 million towards construction of infectious disease isolation and treatment facility. TUC bemoans devastating job losses triggered by COVID-19. Ghana's confirmed COVID-19 cases hit 2,169 and 8 in dead. The Ghanaian Times, real quick, front page, local production of COVID-19 treatment drugs. Exim Bank to Bingo strike $5 million deal. Getting ready for the rains. We must regularly desilt our drains. Atachia councils as dredge masters. Zoom Lion, others desilt drains in communities and provide stimulus packages for businesses and households. TUC urges government. Na data ne wo he On the back page, Ho MP commends GJA, Volta Regional Branch in COVID-19 fight. FDA seizes 1,285 unregistered products in Central Region.
We're still consuming wholesome products.
The Daily Statesman. Join me to create a progressive nation. President tells Ghanaian workers. Mahama built 808 chips compounds, not 3,000. NPP exposes more NDC lies. DS gets results. Development of Oda Big Tree to commence. That's how it looks like by way of headlines on the front page of the Daily Statesman newspaper.
We'll make ready with my Joy Online page, but it's a birthday wish. And this one is coming from Salifu Combat himself, but this one is just to my lovely pretty wife, not Salifu saying that. Vida Ababila Lamisi, you teach with the Benguri Primary School, Binduri, and it's from your husband, Mwari Joseph Baumia. I hope that I pronounce it well. You're the youngest director, Department of Social Welfare and Community Development, the Boko Municipality, Upper East Region, sponsored by Salifu Combat.
Yeah.
Head of Primary Healthcare Pharmacy, Boko Presbyterian Hospital.
We hear you.
All right. So we have to look at myjournline.com, Mama. It's all for you.
All right. On our page, GS reviewing policy on use of electronic gadgets in schools. Dr. Educhum, a deputy education minister, on beyond the lockdown yesterday. No reopening date set for schools. Again, him on the show. Akufo-Addo has no power to grant tax waiver, according to Minority Leader. National Service personnel directed to resume work Monday. Popular support for media freedom in Ghana bounces back to majority view, according to Afro Barometer survey. NSMQ, our favorite national science and maths quiz 2020 has been postponed till further notice, obviously because of COVID. And that the Pope's appoints new nuncio to Ghana. Information Minister petitions Bank of Ghana Media Commission about money doublers on TV. Remain calm amid coronavirus pandemic. Mensa Otabel tells Ghanaians. He had a lovely message yesterday in the storm. And also just to update you, in Nigeria, they're beginning to ease their lockdown today.
Yeah, that's good. I know somebody who comes from Nigeria, Thompson Akpang, who works with the ECOWAS office right here in Accra. Good morning.
We love you, Roland Walker.
Yeah, he's watching.
Stay with us. We've got sports coming your way. Benedict is all set. Is he doing like a throwback Monday? Well, you've got to stay.
Maybe we'll go to 1992. We play the African Cup of Nations in Senegal. Ziguinchor.
Well, when we come back after sport, we're building up something that Newsfile started on Saturday, and we're also looking at should we change the way we're fighting this whole coronavirus in Ghana with the numbers going up each day. So you've got to stay us and join that conversation.